My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. This is the only channel dedicated to UFC fight picks and DraftKings lineups run by MMA insiders and professional fighters. Every week, I join Dan Cramer and Nick Newell, two longtime professional fighters that have fought at the highest levels on the planet, as well as Jacob Lyons, a skinny kid from Indiana. So join us every single week for our full fight card breakdowns, our individual fight card breakdowns, our betting guide, and our DraftKings lineups. Just in case you fast forwarded through the intro, let me explain what we're doing here. This is our full betting guide for UFC Vegas 26. We walk through all of our bets, and these are bets that we've actually placed with our actual money. This is not just a slideshow presentation where we tell you what to do with your money and we don't risk anything. This is our money and our bets, and we talk in units so that you can follow along and you can place these same bets with whatever amount of money you're comfortable betting with. So I will go first. I've got 3 money line bets, and this was an interesting week for money lines because
how much are your units?
That's not important. This is an interesting week for money lines because a lot of
Hold on, Jacob, how much are yours? We know.
Yeah.
Could be 10
could be
bucks.
1,000.
Could be 10,000.
Could be 1,000.
Could be 10,000. The way
Could
you've
be
been running
10,000.
lately, probably is
Dan?
10,000.
Dan, could be 100,000.
Okay. Anyway, money lines were tricky this week because a lot of the favorites
Could be a million, Angelo.
Oh my God. Because this is what happens when we film on Friday
Couldn't
night.
resist.
This
Just
is
keep
what
going.
Could be 10 million.
A lot of the money lines, the favorites were solid favorites, and the people I really believed in. There's only a handful of underdogs that I felt very confident about, and even they weren't giant underdogs. So money lines were tricky. I am going with Chukwu with minus 139.
Could be Bitcoin.
I think he gets a solid knockout. I really do. I think he gets a knockout. I think he wins by stoppage. So I have Chukwu winning this fight, minus 139. That's almost even money. I have Carlson Harris at minus 170, ridiculously dominant wrestler. Minus 170 is farther than I like to go in a money line, but he's just such a dominant wrestler. He's definitely going to win this fight. I was going to go Gillespie money line, but that was an unreasonable money line. And then I have Angela Hill at plus 160. I only put a half a unit on that because I do think Angela Hill wins. I talked about it at length in the individual breakdown video, but I'm not more than a half a unit. I'm not going to risk more than a half a unit on that. I mean, she's a genuine underdog. But
I'll tell you right now, that 50 cents is gone.
Okay.
50 cents.
In order for Amanda Hebos to beat Angela Hill, she's got to take it to the ground. And I think Angela Hill, over the course of 3 rounds, can keep it on her feet, use her fight IQ to keep distance. Prop bets. With prop bets, I usually like to take some of the heavier favorites, hone in on a more specific outcome, and flip those odds. This is a weird week again. So I did go with Chukwu by stoppage, and I have plus 185 there. And I could have gone stoppage in the first round, knockout in the first round, but I don't get that specific. Dan loves to do those, and Dan hits those at big payouts. I don't know. I'm a little more conservative there. I'm going with Gregor Gillespie by decision. I wanted him money line because I'm positive he's going to win, but that was just an unreasonable number. By decision plus 130, I'll take that. So, I'll get some plus money. He's definitely going to win, and I think it will be by decision.
Only minus 157, by the way.
Then that moved because when I was doing this, he was a much heavier minus. He was like minus 250.
Yeah, I think it did move. I don't know if it was that high, but it did move, which is interesting because after what's his name missed weight, I think it moved. It moved in the direction of what's his name? Like more people started him. Yeah, Ferreira. So
yeah, so that's then I may go back. I'll minus 150. I'll do no problem. I mean, I did Carlson Harrison minus 170, but so I figured what's the most likely outcome. So I went with wins by decision because Ferreira is tough. Like that guy will almost die and not quit, not be stopped. So he's super tough. I'll take the decision at plus 130 because I think that's going to happen. And then this is probably my favorite bet. I have Angela Hill at plus 3.5 points. I think Angela Hill wins this fight, but to win this bet, all she needs to do is win 1 round. So if you don't know what these plus 3.5 point bets are, basically you total up all 3 judges, you total up their scores for each fighter, and then you give Angela Hill 3.5 points on top of those total scores. And it comes down to she needs to win one round for all three judges. And I think she steals a round. I think she probably steals the first round.
That's $1 gone.
Okay. So I think she steals a round, and I'll take that bet if she does. Then I'm going with Ludovic Klein wins by KO or TKO at plus 125. He's a very dominant striker. He's fighting another striker. Ludovic is just another level above. So I think he wins, and I think he wins by stoppage because it is a striker versus striker matchup. And then I have Michelle Waterson wins by decision at plus 260. I broke that down. I think she wins. I tried to get Michelle Waterson at plus 5.5 points, but those odds were minus 200. So the odds makers were not stupid on that one. They basically realized Michelle Waterson will steal a round or two. So, you know, she becomes a heavy favorite when you give her some points. So I did wins by decision because if she does win, that is how she'll win. I don't see a stoppage there. And then I did a little parlay. I took the two, in my opinion, biggest favorites. I smashed them together to get plus 160. I have Carson Harris and Gregor Gillespie to get plus 160, and I put a unit on that. So
I like that parlay.
Two fight, Angel. Wow.
I like that one. No, that's a nice little parlay.
I basically took Jacob's going to do some bombastic 200 parlay. Talk about I can win 20.
We got a parlay coming up, boys.
So that's my breakdown. This was one of the trickiest weeks to bet. And as we go through this, you're going to see a few of us have contradicted each other because some of these fights are razor thin and we just feel differently. But we're all pretty confident in a few of these. So keep an eye out for the common bets here. So Dan, I'll let you go. We'll talk about your parlay at the end, but I'll let you go and walk through your so you do have good odds on Gillespie. But go ahead, walk through your bets.
Yeah, and I pulled the people and they said that you can go first as well. So you can go. Go ahead.
Well, Angelo went first, so.
No, I meant you can go before me. I'll let you do that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Angelo takes liberties and just goes ahead and he just always
right.
First,
he does whatever he wants. Yeah.
People
in the who keeps commenting. Oh, Angelo, can you promote Dan? I think people need to be reminded of the pecking order around here.
People don't see
Jacob is number one, the people's champ. I'm number two. All right. Nick is well, you know what? Me and Nick are tied for second. Angelo, there's somebody, there's a guy in the comment section who's in there all the time. He's probably number three. And then you would probably be tied.
Okay,
Big Don. We got Big Don.
Big Don. Yeah, you're right. Big Don is in front of him.
Walk through your bet. We can't film these on Friday nights anymore. This is a mess. Walk through your bets before you're demoted.
From what?
Demoted. We'll bring in Mike Cramer, your brother, and he'll walk through this, and he'll be more entertaining.
You would get ratings, that's for sure. You bring him in. I don't know if YouTube would allow it, but you would get some ratings, that's for sure.
Walk through your bets.
You might need to go to Parlor or one of those other sites where they don't censor anything.
Go through your bets.
I think I just want to talk to Jacob for a little bit first, actually, for a few minutes. It's Friday night. We're hanging out. We're having fun.
I'm having a lot of fun. I'll be honest
How
with
was
you.
your day, Jacob? What'd you do today?
Not a whole lot, to be honest. Not a whole lot. No, I worked hard. I mean, that's what I do. I work hard for the channel. I worked hard at work. That's just what I do every day in and day out. Punch the time clock in and out. I probably put in 16 hours a day, went to the gym for 4 hours. That's just what I do.
We can tell. I mean, look at you. All right, so I'll start off with Gillespie, minus 157. I think that line is coming down too. It was minus 150 a few minutes ago. So I like the odds there. His opponent missed weight.
It's 155 right now.
Yeah, it came down slightly. Okay. So anyways, I got a unit and a half on that. I think he should come out and dominate this fight. His opponent missed weight, which I never think is a good thing. So I expect him to win this and get back in the mix at the top of the division. Then I got DeLima minus 191. I took that a couple of days ago. I think he's like minus 200 now. I got a unit and a half there. I think he's just going to land a big shot at some point and knock out Maurice Green. So I got that for 1.5 units. I got Hebus minus 180, 1.5 units. Jacob and I both agree. I think she's going to get the takedown. Oh, breaking news. Nothing worth talking about.
Is there a new coming or something? Jeez, you said breaking news and started reading it like you just read
it was like a baseball game pitcher or somebody who threw. I was like, okay, that's not even.
I was like, holy, what in the world's about to happen?
Yeah, no.
Scared the shit out of me.
Dude, you've never heard of like ESPN updates?
Yeah, if you said breaking news and you looked at it, like
it shows up, it says breaking news, and then it reads the breaking news. And sometimes
the editing I'm gonna have to do. Please,
no, you don't have to edit this out, Angelo. Come on, that's the whole point of the podcast. Oh, I'm gonna loosen up, buddy.
Come on,
Friday night. Somebody give him a back rub over there or something.
I'm on my way. I'm on my.
Oh Jesus!
I'll be.
All right, so I got Hebus. I agree with Jacob here. I think she's going to get the takedowns. I think she's going to get a body lock. She's going to work her way in. I think she's motivated after her last fight. I think she's live for a stoppage, especially via submission. So you'll see that when I get to the prop bets. And then I took Carlston Harris too, -170. I think he's going to win this fight. The one risk I'd say, I was going to put him in my DraftKings lineup too, but his opponent hits hard. He's live for a knockout early. So I didn't touch him in DraftKings, but I do think he will weather him, take him down, impose his will. And he also could get a stoppage here in this fight as well. So I took him at the -170. So I generally don't do a lot of call them heavier favorites on the money line, but I'm kind of switching up my tactics this week. I've had a lot of weeks where I come close on these really big props. I end up breaking even, making a little bit of money, solid weeks, this close to making huge money. So I wanted to kind of level it off with what I think should be some more consistent winnings. And then I've got my prop bets on top of those. So next up, I got Hebus. So I got two props here. Wins by submission at +350. I got a quarter unit there. We just talked about it. I think she gets the takedown. And when she does that, she is very live for a submission. And then I also took wins inside the distance. Jacob mentioned it earlier. I could see her getting her back, flatten her out, landing some ground and pound, and getting a TKO. So I want to cover kind of both ends of a stoppage there. Again, quarter unit +240. So if she wins by sub, I hit both of those and the money line. That'll be a nice payday. Then I got an interesting one here, which is a little bit of a Hail Mary, but I mean, I do have some logic behind it. So I got Park wins by KO, TKO in the second or third round, right? So his opponent is going to come out strong, hard. That first round, he's explosive. Park could get starched. Very easily could happen. But in every fight, even his last fight where his conditioning looked better, he got in big trouble in that third round. He got hit with some clean shots. He was on ice skates, and I think he got saved by the bell a little bit, to be honest. And I think people are underestimating Park. The guy's a solid boxer. He can land clean shots. He's definitely probably, I don't want to say he's quicker, but I would say he's a little bit more technical in terms of boxing than his opponent. And he does have, he showed good wrestling in recent fights. I don't know if the wrestling is going to work in this fight, but I just think he's got a few more paths to win this fight. And I wouldn't be surprised if it happens later on when if his opponent gasses out. So 22-1 odds in the second, 25-1 odds in the third. I'll throw a quarter unit on each of those for a big payout. So I got that for Park. And then I got another kind of similar Hail Mary. Kyle Dawkins wins in round 3. Another fight where I think if he wins, he's going to get in trouble in the first round. He's going to probably take some shots in the first round. He's tough. He should survive. He might not survive. But if he does, I think by the second and third round, he starts to really take over. And he's flipped from an underdog to a favorite as of today. So I think a lot of people are seeing the conditioning problems with his opponent and how he kind of just won't go away and is still going hard in the second and third round. So I just threw in the third round +800 quarter unit, wins by sub or KO. I'll get paid out there. So a little bit of a Hail Mary, but a fun prop that I thought was had a little bit of value. And then last, I got a pretty fun parlay going right now. So it's a little bit out of order, but if you look at the second one there, we threw this in here just because I'm hoping you guys will all root for me, because I'll be rooting for it on the live stream with Jacob. So I got a tip from a friend about Sales in the PFL. He fought Usman's brother, and basically, my friend was like, "Man, Sales is going to beat this guy," and he said a few different things, but whatever. He said, "Hey, he's going to beat this guy." He's like, "Throw him in a parlay with some favorites. You'll get crazy odds." And my friend, let me tell you, he has some crazy parlays going on right now with multiple different people, and he's already covered the hardest leg of his parlay. So I got Sales, which I already covered. Then I got Delima, Hebus, Neal, and Gillespie, all favorites for plus 45.39. So if those guys win, I'm going to get a nice little payout. So let's see. They're all favorites.
First of all, Dan, that's called insider trading, and the feds are going to love this video. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Well, I mean, if they call me, I just let it go to voicemail anyway. So I'm pretty sure they're not going to be able to get a hold of me.
So real quick, Dan, I do love the, I don't like the Jun Young Park bet. I do like the Kyle Dawkins one though. That logic is spot on. I mean, that's exactly what it is. Like, if he wins, it'll be in the third round after Phil Hawes blows his wad there. I looked it up. We talked about this before we were recording, and Jacob, we were all excited when you said it. Then you looked it up and you said, "Oh, I said it wrong." Anyway, Phil Hawes at plus or -3. Yeah, it is minus. Never mind. I was about to correct you, and I made the same freaking mistake.
You just go so far out of your way to try and find where I'm wrong that you were just
because I looked it up again. I looked it up to see.
You even like alluded with Jacob said, but right here
because we got so excited before.
I can't wait for you to edit this out.
I won't edit it out. Well, the reason I looked it up is because Dan said that Dawkins is now the favorite when he was the underdog. So I want to see where he is, and he is. He's at -130 now. And while I was looking, I was seeing at the 3.5 bet for Phil Hawes. But you're right. It's a little tiny minus symbol on Bet Online. Yeah. Very hard to see. Jacob, why don't you?
You were looking up to try to prove me wrong. Then you switched to Jacob.
No, I didn't look up to prove you wrong. I wanted to see what the odds were.
You were definitely looking something up to prove somebody wrong.
I think Phil Hawes wins. So I'll throw a little bit on him. If he's plus money now, I think he wins. So.
Oh, that's more. That's
I think he wins too, to be honest. But I think Dawkins in that third round. I mean,
plus 800. If Dawkins wins, that's how Dawkins is going to win.
Picking the third round is a pretty specific. When I picked Glover in a round, I got 25-1.
And that's what turned you into the degenerate gambler that you are.
That's
today.
Very true. It's Glover's fault. I remind him every day, and I just let him know.
I also remind him every day.
It's his fault. If my kids can't go to college because we are out of money, it's his fault.
So, Jacob, why don't you compose yourself?
Why don't you
drink some coffee, slap some cold water in your face, and walk us through your bets?
Yeah, let me just say that we've been hitting bets like crazy. All of us, not even just me. It's been probably more me, but all of us have been hitting bets like crazy. But this week, I feel like crazy confident in a lot of these prop bets. I didn't like a lot of the money lines because I think a lot of these fights are close. But the fights that I locked in, that I think if this person wins, this is how they're going to win. I think literally all of these might hit. So I have Michelle Waterson wins by submission. She's sneaky with her submissions. I think she finds a way to get this fight on the ground. I have her in my DraftKings lineup. Originally, I didn't think she had a shot in hell to win, but then I started thinking about it. Angelo convinced me. So I think Michelle finds a way to get her back and get a submission win. So I put a unit on that, plus 800. Carlston Harris, we've talked about his wrestling abilities. He's definitely going to get the fight to the ground. I think he's nasty enough to finish on the ground. I saw him during their face-offs today. He is huge, man, on top of the wrestling ability. So I think he finds a way to get the finish. A unit on that at plus 550. We were just talking about the Dawkins fight.
Why did you do KO, TKO specifically and not just finish?
I just said because I think he's nasty enough to just ground and pound.
Yeah, okay.
The odds were better too, I'm sure. Obviously,
yeah. I don't think he's gonna get a submission. I think he goes for the finish with the KO or TKO. Otherwise, I would have bet the other way, Angelo. Chris Dawkins wins by submission. I think Phil Hawes just gets tired and Dawkins submits him. I think honestly he might be able to catch him in the first while they're dry on a shot. But either way, I think if he wins or when he wins, I think he wins by submission. Then I went with Klein. I think we all have this bet, or Angelo has this bet as well. KO.
It's weird because you have Chris Dawkins in your bet. I have Kyle Dawkins in my bet. It's just I don't know which one's fighting.
Oh my God. I think, did I say Chris Dawkins? Because you wrote Chris Dawkins. It's
yeah,
now
it's not your fault. That's Angelo.
Go ahead.
I look like an idiot.
You have Ludovic Klein by KO, TKO, as do I. Very good bet. Tell us about.
Oh wait, because Angelo can change the screen, and you're going to be talking about Chris Dawkins while it says Kyle Dawkins.
When I just was talking on the screen, it's going to say Kyle, but when I was reading it right here, it said Chris. And the people, you got to believe me on this, man. I'm
a witness.
You got to believe me on this, guys. No disrespect to Chris or Kyle.
Jacob's over here reading off a teleprompter. No ability.
So I went with Klein, KO, TKO, plus 125. Angelo talked about that. Hell. And then I got Green, wins by submission. So Maurice Green literally came out and said, I'm going to submit this guy. So I said, okay, I'll put some money on it. So I put a half. Usually it was a full unit. This wasn't my own research. This is just on a whim. So I put a half unit on that. Could be $500,000. We don't know. And then I placed two more bets as we were talking because I forgot to place a bet on Amanda Hebos. I like Dan's bets. I took it a little bit further. I have her in a round one, either KO, TKO for that one is plus 2,000. Round one KO, TKO. So I think she's going to get to the ground early and finish her.
That's a good bet, Jacob.
And then I also took her for a first round submission.
Yeah, that's not that.
At plus 750. And I put a unit on both of those, which could be $10,000. We really don't know. So those are the two bets I placed. So those are the two bets I placed as because I had forgotten to place. I knew I was going to place bets on my girl Hebos. We talked this morning. She's feeling good. And then I went with my parlay. And listen, guys, if you guys want little man parlays that you're going to win $2, Angelo's your guy. Okay. If you guys want to make big money, I'm your guy. I've gotten a 5-fight parlay 3 weeks ago for 10 times my money. Last week, I hit a 5-fight parlay for 9 times my money. This one's going to be 15 times the money. I got Dawkins, the lock of the week, Magny. You guys were wondering, where's that Magny bet? Because he's your lock of the week. I put him in my parlay that puts all the confidence in him. Gillespie, Klein, and Harris are favorites. I really like this parlay, guys. I really, really like this parlay. I think it hits big. 15 times your money. I've hit two in the last 3 weeks. Yeah, 2 in the last 3 weeks. Just like I've hit lock of the week, going for 2 in a row in the last 3 weeks. So
anybody new here? We're a little more organized than this normally. We're filming on a Friday. Some of them are a little fast and loose with the cups. And this is the product, but these are our bets. I think they're all pretty solid. We've contradicted a few.
He's like trying to end it. Listen to this, Dan. He's like, I gotta get out.
Okay, keep going. Go ahead.
No, I mean, I thought we would talk about.
You interrupted, Angelo. You go ahead and finish your.
He was done.
Yeah, I thought usually we talk about a bet. You're like, all right, let's wrap it up here. No, I get it. It's cool.
No, usually what Angelo does is like, yeah, I really like that, but I just think it's wrong, and this is why.
Okay.
And I think that's what he was about to do to you, but
I was wrapping it up, guys. So if you can't place bets in your state, check out Monkey Knife Fight. We're going to do a whole Monkey Knife Fight breakdown video. It is not gambling. It is not betting. It is daily fantasy prop games. But you hop in there, you pick a fighter, you say they will throw more or less significant strikes in the line.
Land.
You pick the second fighter. You say they will land more or less than the significant strike line, and you triple your money if you hit it. Check out playmkf.com/WeWantPicks and use promo code WWP to instantly match your deposit up to $100. If you deposit $100, you will have $200 2 seconds later to play with. So if you do want to bet, there's some solid ones in here. Bet wisely and confidently. And then if you don't want to bet, and you can't bet in your state, check out Monkey Knife Fight. Before you go, I just want to give a sincere thank you to all of our members and supporters. I just filmed a video like 2 hours ago, thanking all of you and walking through all the perks that you get for being a member, and new members signed up. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to thank you again and walk through those benefits very quickly. So specific thanks to Ansi Music, Chris Tarano, David Ramone, Chris Chori, Dunchichi, Jesse Correa, La Puzza, Joe Tadoro,
live chat crew, the live stream,
Joe Todoro, Logan Garrick, X Sweet Spot X, Aaron Reynolds, Brent Hinson, Jill Loads, Jordan Burrow, or Brigard.
That's Big Don, baby.
Jacob's
Big
buddy.
Don.
Big Don.
And Juan Valdez. Sincere thank you to all of you guys. We appreciate it. Anybody out there who is not a member, click the join button below. It supports us. And in return, we'll hook you up with a Dan Cramer UFC Tops card, as long as those last. And our members who compete in our
Flying like hotcakes.
And they're flying off the shelves. Nobody bought these things for 10 years, and now all of a sudden we're buying them up, giving them out to you. People have no idea what's
They're like
happening.
Pokemon cards.
The value is skyrocketing.
They're very popular all of a sudden again.
Because we're buying them all up. But any of our members who compete in our free DraftKings contest, you will win $30 if you win. If you are not a member, you can still win, but you will win $15. All right. Members get 30. Everybody else gets 15. Thank you so much. We're continuing to roll out new benefits. Members, when you're commenting on these videos, check out the emojis. You now have special emojis that only you can use. Thank you very much. It is genuinely appreciated. Thank you.